Well, Eagle Nation, it was a wild day of twists and turns at Eagles mandatory minicamp. Jalen Hurts looking like he put on some muscle. The depth chart revealed on the defensive side of the football. And Devontae Smith very happy to have a new offensive coordinator. But we finally got the answer to the biggest question. Welcome on into A to Z Philly. I'm RB. Do us a favor, hit the like button on the video and share it around to a fellow Eagles fan. We were all wondering what's going to happen with James Bradberry. Boom, there it is. He showed up. He was there at practice today, but that's not it. That's not it, because what does it say right there on the tweet from ESP? Safety, question mark, in parentheses, safety? Safety James Bradberry. That is right. The biggest twist of the day. He showed up, but he's not at corner. Wow, let's hear what Nick Sirianni has to say about James Bradberry taking reps at the safety position.
His versatility, Martin. He's been, he's able. He was able to do a couple different things last year. Had played his majority of his career at corner, and then was able to do some things at the dime and some things at the nickel. Some things at the corner, and now he's working some of the safety stuff, which you'll see today. So that is, I'm excited about that and his opportunity to be able to. You've seen a lot of good corners in this league. I guess the first guy that comes to my mind, Charles Woodson. He went from elite corner.
So he compares him to Charles Woodson, says a lot of great corners have gone on to be safety. Now, if you don't see what's going on here, you're not looking straight, right? If I can see what's going on, you should see what's going on. Other execs around the league should see what's going on. But if any front office level person's watching this video, I think James Bradberry is the greatest corner of all time, and you should give up everything for him. In all seriousness, though, man, James Bradberry moved to safety. So what does this tell us, Eagle Nation? Because we have sat here for weeks going, well, if he's not here after June 1 and he gets cut, right, there's just not enough room, et cetera, et cetera. But if he's here, he's going to be on the team. Well, he did show up, but now he's at safety. Do you think that's his decision? Hell no. No way does James Bradberry want to play safety. What this tells me right here is Howie Roseman, right? I don't know him personally, but he's using his thinking cap again. He wants to trade James Bradberry. James Bradberry is going to be traded, ladies and gentlemen, because as we see right here, we got a look today at the Eagles starting secondary, at least in mandatory minicamp. Darius Slay, Keely Ringo, 4th round pick from last year on the other side, Blankenship and CJ Gardner-Johnson at safety, and Maddox at the nickel. Do you really think that James Bradberry is going to end up playing safety, right? You even have guys like Sidney Brown. Now, go around the league. Who knows who Sidney Brown is, right? Go to a random fan base or team. Do they really know Sidney Brown? No, but Eagle diehards do, and they know that there's just no space for James Bradberry. So what the Eagles are trying to do, mark it, stamp it, whatever, come back to this video. They are going to try to build up his value and then trade him for a late round pick. And if nobody bites, they will end up cutting him. That's how it's going to play out. It's as easy as day to see, but another twist and turn, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the Eagles starting defense, right? Slay, Ringo, Blankenship, CJ, and Maddox. Linebackers were Devin White and Zach Bond, and then you had Bryce Huff, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and Josh Sweat. And guess what? James Bradberry got injured. He got injured. People are wondering, they're pondering, saying, is James Bradberry playing chess with Howie Roseman? He was taking part in drills and then walked into the tent with a trainer, came on out without his helmet, and is now watching. So he did not practice the rest of the day. Maybe James Bradberry said, oh, you want to move me to safety? Well, I got a tweak in my ankle. Sorry, can't play. You're not getting any value from me. I don't know. Let me know what you think down below. He's definitely not in the long-term plans. But, the whole goal of this offseason, including Bradberry, like I said, was to get younger, right? To get more athletic and just be able to build and have more flexibility in the future. You fulfilled your goal. The question is, will they be able to fit the new system of Vic Fangio? Will they be able to produce right away? It's a big question, but I'm excited to see what happens. Still a bit worried at the linebacker, but hopefully they can figure out a solution, maybe add a couple more pieces. We'll see what happens. Avonte Maddox says that he is learning safety as well and can play multiple positions. I like this mindset, right? Try to be as versatile as possible. Be able to plug in. We know Vic Fangio will like to do that with some of these pieces. And he says he was never worried about how it would work out when he got cut. and he knew Philly is his home. So shout out to Avante. And really, I think the biggest day goes to Keely Ringo, who, according to all the reporters who were there, said he had a very good day. Worked with the ones opposite of Darius Slay. He was sticky in coverage. So again, whether it's Ringo or Quinyon Mitchell or Cooper DeJean, you can see that the Eagles are trending towards going younger, and it just seems like Bradberry's time is pretty much up. Now, we did get an interesting view at Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and a few others. But before we get into that, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor of today's show, and that is BetMGM. Enjoy all your favorite sports like never before with BetMGM. Sign up, use our code ATOZPA, and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to parlay selection features, live betting options, player props, and daily boosted odds specials. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever. So find out why BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks. Sign up today, use the bonus code ATOZPA, and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. All right, let's talk about Jalen Hurts, because, again, we had some drills underway. And look at Jalen Hurts, man. Shout out to Chris Franklin for capturing the footage. Yo, Jalen looks jacked. He put on even more muscle. We knew the guy could squat a whole damn team. But, yo, he has been in the gym, man. He might be able to take a few more of those hits. Who knows if he'll be mobile at all. We heard a lot about, the motion today and some big quotes from Devontae Smith. Devontae says the new offense is good because they can move around more and more and do things they were not allowed to do last year and create one-on-one matchups. Shout out to Devontae. He pretty much threw Brian Johnson under the bus here, but I don't blame him. Brian Johnson was awful as a coordinator, and the Eagles ran essentially no motion, and they had no creativity, and they need new blood, new life, and hopefully Kellen Moore will provide that. But again, Jalen Hurts looking strong. Then we have Saquon Barkley as well. Here's him taking a couple passes out of the backfield. And again, it's good to see this in the Eagles offense. A couple new wrinkles, just seeing them willing to use their backs out of the backfield. We know Saquon can catch and can run. So, they're going to need to do this more. They're going to need to add more levels to this offense, be multi-dimensional as opposed to last year where you knew they were probably running a quarterback sneak on every damn third down. Also, in addition to that, Nick Sirianni says that the Eagles have done way more reps this offseason than they did last year, which I think is interesting because he says seeing the changes he's making to the offense with Kellen Moore take place out on the field are exciting. So Eagles know they can't stay complacent. They can't do what they did last year, and I hope to see more levels in this offense. You have way too many weapons to underperform, and maybe Sirianni feels like his job, could potentially be on the hot seat. If not, I'm not going to read all this to you, but essentially Jalen Hurts had a decent day. He did have one interception. Wasn't his fault, though. It was tipped up into the air. He also had one missed throw that should have been a completion when he had Goddard wide open. He had pretty much good throws for most of the day to AJ and Devontae, and ESP says nothing special, but he was not terrible. So he was just good, and he had a couple nice throws today, 12 out of 16 with one interception. So shout out to Jalen Hurts. Had a pretty solid day overall. Lastly, I want to talk about offensive line. Lane Johnson spoke to the media, said he has a good few years left. He has not lost any mobility, and not having any serious injuries last year helped this offseason. Also, he says Mekhi Becton, who the Eagles signed, I think it was a month or two ago, has been a pretty good piece. And with, I think it was Landon Dickerson, who was out today with an excused absence, Mekhi Becton got an opportunity to fill in and was taking reps at both tackle and guard, right? Jeff Stoutland the other day talked about his mobility and his versatility. So maybe we'll see Mekhi Becton be a pretty nice backup. Lastly, Devontae asked about the new wide receivers contracts that were handed out, and he says he's happy with his contract and he's where he wants to be. Quote, "You cannot count the pockets of others." Great way to be. Such a mature kid for his age, and Devontae Smith getting ready to show up and have another big season for the Philadelphia Eagles. So what were you most surprised about today in terms of Eagles mandatory minicamp? Obviously, we're not getting the full scoop yet, but it is nice to see these guys out there practicing together, getting some reps, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens as far as this roster build moving forward. Appreciate everybody tapping in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Give me all your thoughts. And as always, I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.